Hey YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, please subscribe and please make sure you like this video too so you can see more content like this. My name is Chiquita and this channel is all about lifestyle and fashion. Today I'm actually going to be talking to you about elevating in my 30s. I am in my early 30s now, officially in my 30s. Like after that first year passes by, you are truly in your 30s. Today I want to talk about ways that I plan on elevating as a woman, things that I want to lean more into now that I'm in my 30s, ways that I can grow, of course, being in my 30s, and even how my fashion style may change in my 30s. There's a lot that I'm kind of looking forward to. Get started with the first thing. One of the first things I'm going to start with is my natural hair. I've always been big on like being a protective style girly. I really take care of my natural hair underneath any protective style. I like to wash it frequently, deep condition, all of that. But what I want to lean into now is in between protective styles, instead of doing a light protective style in between protective styles, I would like to just learn how to style my natural coils and kinks. And so today, that is what I'm doing. Sometimes your strands just want to breathe and your follicles just want to be like free. And so that's what I've been feeling lately. It's also become much easier on like getting ready. And when it comes to my self-esteem, I'm like, what was I worrying about to begin with? So one of the reasons why I would like do a protective style behind a protective style, right, is because sometimes people can be a little bit thrown off when they see you wear straight hair a lot, perhaps, and then they see you with like kinks and coils. But at this point, child, like I don't care. Like this is how my hair grows from my head, and I'm proud of it. And so with loving me means that I don't have to just love my hair like behind the curtain. I can love my hair out loud too. Like other people can see how my hair naturally grows out of my head, and that is a-okay. So now that I am like in my 30s, this is something that I plan on doing a lot more and that you'll probably see a lot more from me. It's crazy because even today, I was thinking like, do I want to record this content or do I want to wait until I get my hairstyle, like a weave install? And that hair appointment isn't for like maybe 2 more weeks. And it's just not fair to myself to put off things that, like I've said in other videos, right? YouTube is a creative outlet for me. It's a healing outlet. And with that said, I can't be skipping weeks of doing this if it's supposed to be something that's helping me uh, push along and move forward in my healing journey. So today I was like, you know what? Y'all about to get this natural hair, and it is about to be that. And you know, as Black women, maybe some of you viewing are like, it's no big deal. Maybe you have like worn your natural hair out, like maybe you wear your natural hair out on a more regular basis. But for someone who, you know, even growing up, my hair always had to be in mini twists or mini braids, even without weave extensions, right? My mom didn't put weave extensions in my hair as a child, but she would always make sure my hair was braided in mini plaits. So no one ever saw like my fro growing up. So here I'm now in my early 30s. I have never worn my hair outside of the house like this before, like to work, school, anything like that. So it is a big deal for me, but it is opening another level of confidence that I didn't even know that I had. And I feel like I actually need that right now. Like I spoke in my earlier videos, right? I am going through a healing journey. Like I recently went through a major loss for myself. And when you go through major losses, I don't know if you all have experienced the feeling of going through a loss and losing some of your confidence, but that's kind of what happened to me as well. So anything that can boost my confidence just a little bit right now is truly helpful. So I'm feeling good about myself today, recording like this. Okay, so getting into another one. This other one is going to be around travel. All right, so I'll tell you a funny story about me. And I feel like people close to me, they know this. Actually, one of my good girlfriends that I've known since high school, she used to joke, no matter how much money you get, you're going to always use a coupon. That is because I am I'm a bargain person. I'm not just out here spending my money willy-nilly. So with that said, I am tying this into travel, right? I've lived away from home for about 8 years now, and I lived out west before moving back east, where I'm currently living back on the East Coast, right? So when I lived out west, I would have to fly home to the East Coast. No, I don't live in my hometown now. But I would have to fly from west to east, right? And so with that being said, I will always try to find the cheapest flight and the best route. And so living in Denver, I ended up flying Frontier a lot to get into Norfolk, Virginia, because it was a direct flight. The flights were the cheapest and I didn't have to do a layover. Now, that made sense for then. More recently, when I moved to Atlanta and I would, see these deals for Frontier, even knowing that there were other flights, right, that were same route or whatever, better airlines, I would still fly Frontier sometimes. Y'all, Frontier, no. Let me not get up here and be bashing a brand. I don't want to do that. But girl, no. First of all, I'm too tall. I'm 5'10", and I feel like I have the leg length of someone over 6 feet. I'm a leggy person. So those seats just don't do it for me. And also I will say that I don't know how to put this, but Frontier just not classy. Frontier is just not classy, y'all. So I just got to a point where I'm like, y'all not getting no more of my money. And then how they try to hassle you over like baggage fees and stuff like that. It's like, okay, I might as well just fly Delta, United, whoever, and just have peace of mind. And so I have like definitely crossed Frontier off of my list now. I definitely still have like a status with Legacy Airlines, right? It's just that I'm not a loyalist to any airline. And I think that's something that will probably continue because I'm still going to always look for whatever route makes the most sense to me, and whatever price makes the most sense to me. But I would rather be figuring that out based on the legacy airlines and not the budget airlines, right? So Frontier is a no-no for me unless there is a legit emergency to where that's the only flight that makes sense. And of course, if it's an emergency and you have to book a flight the day of, Frontier is usually going to be your cheapest. So yeah, Frontier is just out, budget airlines. Although, like I said, legacy airlines have still always been in for me. They're definitely the priority amongst which I will be choosing from. Now that I have that out of the way, another component about travel, right? So whenever I travel for work, I tend to always try to get business class domestically, of course. And so when I travel for work, let's say I am traveling to San Francisco or Mountain View, California for work, which I typically do when traveling for work. If I know in advance, like at least a month in advance, my job, they will tell me how much I can pay for whatever flight or whatever. And let's say the cap is $1,000. So if I know that at least a month plus in advance, I'm liable to be able to purchase a business class flight. Now, if I don't know that I have to travel for work until like 2 weeks beforehand, I might end up being in Comfort Plus or something like that. So that's the downside. But with that said, I always try to lean towards getting a business class flight when I travel for work. And I would like to extend that into my personal life. So with that said, whenever I can get a business class flight domestically, we're not talking about internationally because those flights that's just a different category. But domestically, whenever I can get a business flight within reason, I am going to get it. And I will tell you an example. So more recently, I will be flying to Chicago soon on United Airlines. I think I purchased the flight for around $180 economy. And they gave me an upgrade option to upgrade one way for $140 each way. I waited about 2 weeks till after I purchased the flight, and it was $100 one way going there, but coming back is in the hundreds of dollars. So I'm going to wait on the flight coming back to see if it'll go down to like $100 again. But basically, paying an extra $100 to fly business class is definitely worth it. Not only for the leg room for someone like me, right? But I feel like I just have more peace of mind. When you're flying business class, a lot of people mind their business. It's no chaos going on up there at all. You could drink champagne up there or whatever it may be. It's just a different vibe. And so I consider it a treat to myself. Now, there are still parameters around which I will fly business class, of course, domestically. Like I'm not going to spend $1,000 just to fly business class to New York from Atlanta. But going to the West Coast, going to LA or San Francisco, the Bay Area, I might spend a little extra. I still don't think my budget is $1,000 to fly out there. But going Atlanta to Chicago and spending an extra $100 to $200 just to upgrade to business class, especially when the flight was only $180 to begin with, like that's perfect. Tip for you, if you want to do something like that too, right? Start prioritizing comfort in your travel by flying business class wherever possible. Just make sure you're really aware of those upgrades. Like when I have flights coming up, I check the Delta, United app, whatever I'm flying on. I'll check those like once a week to see what the upgrade options and prices are because they do fluctuate. And sometimes at check-in, not at the gate, but at check-in, sometimes at the gate too. But at check-in, you can ask at the check-in counter, like, how much are you all charging for a business class upgrade? And if it's within your budget, definitely do it. Luxury does not have to be expensive. What does luxury even mean, right? I think it's defined by the person. And for me, luxury is an experience like travel, like I just mentioned about the business class example. That is an example of luxury for me, something that I want to lean into more, but also just getting away from this idea that labels mean luxury. No, shopping at J. Crew is luxury. Banana Republic is luxury. And if you could get the same coat there that you could get from YSL and the quality of the coat be the same, why not save thousands of dollars? So I want to make sure that in my 30s, I am very aware of the notion that labels do not define luxury and how experiences can be luxurious as well. Now, another thing too, for me as someone who is the head of my household, because it's just me in my household, right? When it comes to buying things that cost a lot, or I guess we could say labels, right? Like that comes with a cost that takes away from my ability to have leisure if I overspend, right? So if I were to constantly think about buying things because they're associated with a certain brand that represents luxury for high prices, right? Then my ability to have leisure, which is luxury to me, goes down. And I do not want that. I don't want to be constantly working for things. So this is something that I am hyper aware of. Where I spend my money, how I spend it, right? And making sure that I know what defines luxury to me. That might look different for example, the video I did on eBay about the Louis Vuitton bag that I spent under $500 for. Things like that are important to me, right? Because I'm not going to save I'm not going to spend $3,000 on a Murakami bag right now just because it's the hype. But a vintage bag that's under $500, that's super high quality, doesn't get my money. No, I'm going to go with something that, is still high quality that I like, of course, but that doesn't break the bank and my pockets don't feel like they're hungry. And so with that said, one of the commitments that I've made to myself this year is that I am not buying any accessories, in particular like handbags, right? Because handbags can run it up. So I'm not buying any handbags because I really don't need any more unless they are from the vintage pre-loved market and something that was on my wish list. So this one is wardrobe related. This is shoe game. So I would love to focus on elevating my shoe game or building my shoe wardrobe, my shoe library, whatever you want to call it. I do think that I still have a good collection now, but going forward, whatever I buy, just like I previously mentioned, right? I want to make sure I absolutely love those things that I'm investing in. And when it comes to high-end designers in regards to shoes, I want to make sure that I am investing there over the handbag category and things like that. I have enough handbags. So if I'm going to spend over $1,000 on something, I don't want it to be a handbag. I would rather it be a shoe. Now, this other one is in the wardrobe category too. This one is building or enhancing my feminine loungewear collection. I really don't have a lot of good loungewear. I have good like nightwear pieces, but loungewear, something that I can wear around the house on the days that I'm working from home. Oh, those look terrible. Mix match sweatpants and hoodies. I would like to jazz that up a bit. So this is an area that I want to dive a little bit more into. I think this year in particular, I can lean more into like shopping in this space, if anything. But throughout my 30s, I would love to elevate this space. Okay, and while we are on the femininity topic, right, of having more feminine loungewear, another area I would like to enhance in my 30s is going to be makeup. I am not the best at doing a beat face of my own. I really do like a natural look anyway. So my makeup routine when I'm getting ready to go out, it takes less than 15 minutes. If I'm putting on a pair of lashes, that's what's going to take long. Like that takes the longest out of everything. But I would love to learn how to do makeup in like I guess like if I'm going to like a big event or something, I would love to be able to do my makeup rather than pay someone for those types of things. So maybe though, for starters, I will start with working with a makeup artist for bigger events versus doing my makeup myself and go from there. But I would love to grow in the space of makeup. I'm really big on skincare, so I don't want to like lean into makeup so much that I'm doing a heavy beats all the time. No, I don't want that. I just want the option to be able to beat my face really good for maybe a major event if the opportunity presents itself. So that's a category I would like to lean into a little bit more in my 30s. Okay, so this other one is going to be about, I guess, more so like inner work, right? Rather than outwardly presenting, which is really important to me. I would love to, in my 30s, dig more into philanthropy. So I want to start learning more about organizations in which I would like to align my values with and donate to them, whether it be through money or time. That's something that I really want to carve out space for. I am thinking for sure one of them will be in the animal space because, as I mentioned in a previous video, I lost my beloved dog son just before his 4th birthday, and his life means so much to me. And the life of animals, right, means a lot to me because of him as well. And so, whatever I can do to continue to honor him throughout my life, I want to do. So, I would love to make ties with the organization around animals and just making sure that they have the best lives that they can. I don't know what that'll look like, but I think for sure aligning myself with an organization like that. And then another one would be children. One of the things that is always heavy on my heart is when I see the CHKD commercials. I don't like seeing kids unwell. I don't like seeing animals or kids unwell. Pets or babies, no. So I think possibly these two areas may be my focus in regards to philanthropy. And as life goes on, right, I guess things can grow from there. But I want to make sure that I'm giving back in whatever I do. When I entered the tech industry at 25, I remember praying to God and saying, if I get this role at the company that I'm at now, right? If I get this role, then I will make sure that I am unselfish with my money and giving to others who need it. While I'm not out here giving willy-nilly, right? I am not selfish in regards to money. I try not to put money on a pedestal. It is not that to me at all. And it may be part of the promise, right, that I gave God. Because at that time, right, at 25, I was trying to find my footing in my career. And, 25 and under, we are working jobs where we are not rolling in dough like that. And I just remember it being a year where it was like, oh my gosh, it's hard being an adult. I don't want to have to think about money, basically. And so when I was saying that prayer to God constantly throughout this interview process and hiring process, right? I made sure that I stuck to that commitment. And I'm going to make sure that I stick to that commitment like throughout my life, not just because I'm still at the company. I do know that I have to prioritize figuring out how I can really align with and make concrete space in my life for giving back. I want this to be something that by the time I'm turning 40, it is well known and established in my life that philanthropy has its space. And you know what? This list could probably go on and on and on, but I wanted to break down just a few things, right, for this video. But last but not least, and this is in the internal work category, right, or the inner elevation category. This is continuing to prioritize my mental health. My mental health is a really big priority to me. And with recently going through a loss that has been very, very hard for me and heavy, I knew that, okay, I cannot lose my mind, because if I lose my mind, I'm going to lose everything. And like I said earlier, I'm the head of my household. So when things get left, it all falls onto me. So I have to pick myself up when life's. So with that said, mental health is something that I will continue to prioritize in my 30s. It's something that I prioritized in my 20s. I would say around my mid 20s, I started getting really serious about my mental health. And then more recently, a lot of work has hit my doorstep in regards to healing, traumas, and things like that. So I will wrap this piece up with saying, right, and this is a newfound affirmation that I will be telling myself is that I will not let my past traumas dictate my future. That is where I'm at in regards to my mental health journey. It is going to continue to take a big space in my life, right? Making sure that my mental health is in a healthy state. That's the recap. Now, I would love to know for you all that have been in your 30s, maybe a little bit longer than me. Like I said, I am in my early 30s officially now. For you that might be in your mid 30s, your late 30s, or even your 40s, I am a receiver of wisdom and all that comes with it. So please let me know in the comments, like maybe some things you prioritized in your 30s and how you elevated as a woman during that time. And even if you're in your early 30s or about to enter your 30s, let me know what's on your mind too in the comments. As always, if you want to see more content like this from my channel, please make sure to like this video and please make sure to subscribe too. I can't wait to see you all here again and have a very blessed Sunday. Bye.